So I had a comment on the YouTube video that I made about cynicism and not taking the world seriously because you realize that everything is an illusion, and that the only thing that exists here is communication and love. And this person said, "I never understood love. People keep talking about it like it's all there is. Isn't it just one of many human emotions? And to say communicate love, what is that? Do nice things for others?" So, in a weird way, I can really relate to this. This feeling of people talking about something, and you're like, what are they talking about? What? I don't know. What? It seems more than it is. So, just to give you an example, or tell you a little story. When I was 11, my father died of a heart attack. It wasn't completely like he had been having little small heart attacks, but nobody expected him to die. And I can remember being collected by my uncles from school, and it was such a strange thing to be collected by my uncles, in my school, in my classroom, that was really strange. And then, we're walking up to their car, and they tell me, I can't even remember the way they told me, and I can remember feeling absolutely nothing. The main thing I felt was, I know this is very serious because my two uncles have come to collect me, but I don't know how I'm supposed to be here. They look upset, and I think they think I should be upset, but I don't feel upset. What's wrong with me? So I, did the thing that most people who are traumatized, I'm not traumatized by that, but traumatized by earlier things, we adapt, we mimic or match what's being said to us. So I looked very grave, and I'm sure, and then I can remember coming back to the house, and everybody was very upset, which just made it worse for me. I was just like, I think I am supposed to be upset like this too, but I'm not. What's wrong with me? And I can remember vividly coming into the sort of living room, and with a lot of people there, a lot of people in the house, a lot of sandwiches, which is probably a very Irish thing. And across the room I could see my mother, and she was a mirage of grief and sorrow and rawness, and the feeling of like, I don't know how I'm supposed to be here was even worse. And I can remember her, I went over, she gave me a hug. I'm sure I was just standing there like with my arms by my side, not having a clue what to say or do. And then I can remember going, I think I need to lie down. Somebody said, it's probably a lot, do you need to lie down? I hated lying down, but I said yes, I think I need to have a lie down. And I can remember lying up in the bedroom, I just couldn't figure it out. I knew I was supposed to feel something, but I didn't feel what everybody else was feeling. And that went on, for the next day. Then we went into the hospital they were saying rosary around the body or something, and everyone was so reverential towards me, and are you okay? And the main thing I had was I didn't know what to feel. And I wasn't crying, main reason that was I didn't really have a very, very deep kind of relationship with my father. He was a sort of father of his time, so he was at work most of the time. And when he was at home, he was, a little bit scary for me. So, yeah, I didn't really get it, And I remember being in the church and people eulogizing and, crying. And my father was very well liked. So it was a big funeral. And he was youngish, he was only 52. And I can remember being in the church and thinking about a movie, that this was like a movie. And I was kind of imagining music, sad music. And that sparked a bit of emotion. And I was like, thank God, I'm feeling something, And I can remember getting into the big black car with my mother. And I'd worked myself up into a very good state of being upset. And I had a good old cry on my mother. And it was mainly I was crying with relief that I was fitting in. I was like, this is what everyone else is doing. So I'm doing what everyone else is doing. So great. So this feeling of what's all this love thing that everybody's talking about is I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but I kind of think it feels like it is, or it feels similar. And it's like hearing too much about something, hearing too much about love, and as this person said, going, what is the big deal? What is everybody talking about? And then you hear somebody like me going, the only thing that's real here is love, and it's like, and I communicate love, and I'm like, what is that, And like, I think it's very helpful to sort of let go of everything you've ever heard about love, because in my experience, love is my nature. It's just, the core of who I am. So it's very familiar to me. And there are expressions of it, but I don't really notice it too much. I notice the absence of it, or I notice when somebody has moved away from it much more, or when I've moved away from it, or where I'm covered by unconsciousness. I notice that a lot more than, I'm really feeling love now. I don't get that. I don't have that. I don't have that at all. So the other thing, when this person is talking about love being like just another human emotion, that's something I discovered is not actually true. That love isn't really a feeling, it's a knowledge. My experience anyway, because feelings come and go. They're very like thoughts. They go up and they go down, and they come and they go, and they're not really real. Meaning, you can have a fight with your partner, and you can feel very unloving towards your partner. But if you're asked, do you love your partner? You go, yeah, I do love them. They're just driving me nuts right now. Or your kids, or anybody that you love. It doesn't waver. And I'm not talking about, being in love and falling in love and romantic love and that kind of thing. That's a different thing, because you can not feel the same about a person that you were with, and you know that you don't need, your time together as a couple is over, but you still love them. And there's no question about that, you still love them. I still love everybody, pretty much, that I've ever been with. I know it's not right to be with them anymore, but that doesn't stop me loving them. So I think this, even though it sounds like a kind of a negative comment, I don't think it is. I think it's actually the beginning of a very nice inquiry into it. Because when you take away all the ideas, it's like what I talk about to do with altruism and being kind and being good and all that, and not to do that because you think you should, or not to do it for anybody else. Because when you clear it all away and give yourself space, you'll find you just do it anyway. It's just your nature. And all these words and labels, they can be kind of make things a bit complicated unnecessarily. So this person didn't ask a question, they just left a comment, but it sort of sparked this sort of train of reflection in me when I saw it, because it's like, yeah, it's true. There's so much talk about love. People say so much about it, And particularly people who don't, immediately feel like they fit into they don't have that immediate feeling, like me in my little shorts at the funeral. That doesn't mean it's not there. What it means is that how you experience it is not the same as everyone else. And to kind of go, well, okay, I've heard of this love thing. How does it express itself in me? What does it look like in me? And then you can begin to explore what that is for you.